Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Unstoppable Denominator, and over the phone I have my good Pete. We're doing Raw tonight. As you guys can see, we're under Raw red lights tonight. We have so much to talk about tonight. Oh my God, what an eventful night on Monday Night Raw! Lots to cover, and a lot of good things happen. Some bad things happen, but we're going to cover it. Aren't we, Pete?
This was like one of the best. This has to be like one of the best Monday Night Raws in quite some time. Holy shit, what a show.
Right. You know, the thing is, I've never seen something like this ever, especially since maybe a decade.
Yeah. Like this was actually a night to remember. I took notes on Raw for the first time in that I've done this.
Right? I took a lot of notes during freaking.
Dude, I wish I could show you my phone right now because, well, I can't because I'm here over FaceTime, but man, I have like at least a couple pages worth of notes.
You see, he's over FaceTime, guys.
Yeah.
So, pretty much, well, you can screenshot them and show me later off camera.
Still, I have like I took so many notes today.
Same, pretty.
I don't because
usually I have like 2 or 3 pages of notes, but I covered about almost everything. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let you take over one promo because I had to go to the bathroom. So I might have wrote it down saying have Pete take over this promo. So I could have paused it, but the thing is, I had to go.
Okay.
So.
Yep.
Anyways, guys, so Samoa Joe to kick off the show. We have Samoa Joe in the ring for the contract signing, and pretty much Seth Rollins and Dominic with Murphy as Seth Rollins' side. Dominic has a kendo stick coming out of the ring, so this could be a factor for the Summerslam match between those two, which we will be talking about it here in a few minutes. So, pretty much, sorry, it's a little freaking hot in here. Have to turn on the fucking
fan. It's hot here too, man. Hold on, let me turn on my fan. You might hear a fan blowing in the back, but
yeah, same here, guys. It's freaking August and it's hot. Even with a mask, it's hot too. But anyways, guys, before this breaks on me, Seth freaking Rollins, Joe will be watching Seth freaking Rollins, and a trainee, who actually a no trainee, as Joe had put it, is gonna watch Seth Rollins get beat up by him.
Yeah. It's clearly Samoa Joe doesn't like Seth Rollins at all. I can see, but honestly, man, even though I'm a fan of Seth Rollins, I can kind of see his point.
Yeah.
I kind of see where Joe's coming from. And before tonight, I actually didn't think Dom stood any chance at all against Seth Rollins. I thought this was going to be like a 5-minute match at most. But now I'm not so sure. This has some meat and potatoes brewing.
Right
now. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Exactly. And
very interesting.
Don even said it will be enough never I don't know what my notes had said here. What I said. Um, Dom is going to become a wrestler because of Seth Rollins. His dream will come true by kicking Seth Rollins' ass, according to Dominic.
Yeah, showing a little bit of his manlyhood.
Yep.
There. Before I thought he was just some kid trying to avenge his father. I mean, that's cool and all. I'm all for it. However, when Seth Rollins kind of made things personal, when he said that the Mysterio family made the wrong decision. And spoilers, that's gonna be a common theme tonight. Wrong decision, and uses it to make an excuse for everything he's done to the Mysterio family, which I thought actually made things more interesting, because now you got some bad blood between Dominic and Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy, but now you have that same bad blood kind of boiling over between Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe as well. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens at SummerSlam, because I could see Joe kind of doing something in that match.
Yeah, I feel like Joe's gonna be some part way of the match, but what you told me is, well, we'll get to that how down the road how I felt about what's going on. But I don't know. We'll have to see about how Joe impacts this match between Dom and.
But yeah, Dominic says he'll kick Seth Rollins' ass. That's his dream, and honestly, it's kind of makes sense.
Right, and also Seth Rollins said that he will end his career before it even begins. Yep. Wait, did you even say that, or?
No, but that's what happened. I took notes on the entire. I'm looking at notes from that entire segment, and you pretty much hit everything that I have.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so before this segment ends, also Seth told Dom to pretty much get out of his ring and take some notes.
Yeah, take some notes. Basically, watch the master at work, and that's kind of what I took out of it. Like, it was kind of like something you'd say to a noob, like, okay, newbie, sit back and watch the pros handle this.
Right.
Which is actually a very arrogant thing to say. But,
exactly.
You know,
I'm just telling you this right now. I just hope this is not going to be on a pre-show. If this is going to be on a pre-show,
there's no way this is on a pre-show.
No, I'm just saying, if this is going to be on a pre-show, then why book this?
Yeah, I'm with you there. It'd be really stupid, man. But we've seen it in past where WWE doesn't even, they put the matches they don't care about
right
on the pre-show, and I highly something tells me it's not going to be the main event. I don't think, but
it's going to probably be in the middle of the match.
It's going to be like a
mid-card, yeah.
Yeah, or they could open with it. I don't really know, but because based on the storyline they're going with, there's no chance of this making the pre-show, man. No chance.
Like I said, it better not, because if it does go on the pre-show, then it's just a waste of fucking setup of this match.
Yeah, because it wastes the entire purpose of the story arc.
Yep.
That's happening right
now. I definitely agree. If you guys definitely agree with me and Pete, then give us a big thumbs up for this. I'm sorry, because if they waste this whole build up of this point of putting it on a pre-show, yes, I understand Dom is a newbie and he's not very trained well, and he might act like he's not trained by Seth Rollins' words.
He might, but I don't. But these are two very talented individuals. I mean, true, we don't know much about Dominic other than the fact that he's Rey Mysterio's kid, but I mean, Rey Mysterio is. I mean, Samoa Joe said it. He's the greatest luchador that's ever been in WWE and possibly wrestling. Period.
Right.
So I don't. So I can only expect big things from Dominic Mysterio going forward.
I agree. You know what? Can I just bump into this?
By all means.
I feel like Dominic will eventually. I don't know if you and I talked about this before. I might have talked to our other Peter about this. I feel like Dominic might join Seth Rollins' group. Yeah,
I kind of see where that would be a swerve for the ages, man. But I can we'll talk about. I have a swerve that might happen pretty soon, but this on the topic of this match in particular, man, it does seem like they're building something. It's like not. Is it going to be a double turn, like Murphy goes to Ray's side, and then Dominic goes from Ray to Seth's side?
That would be really interesting. And then Dominic will be like, "You're not my real father."
Yeah.
I feel like this could probably go at the Royal Rumble. This could go all the way up to Royal Rumble.
It could.
Or up to WrestleMania. I would like to see this whole thing go up to WrestleMania.
Yeah. That's where I'm leaning towards. Like I said, at first I didn't think much about this match because I mean Seth Rollins is a future Hall of Famer and Dominic is just
a newbie.
I mean, a noob. I mean, he certainly has the potential, but we don't know anything about him yet.
Exactly. The only thing we know about him is that he's Rey Mysterio's son, and has a.
Is he though?
I don't know.
Is he?
He could be Eddie Guerrero's son, for all we know.
Yeah.
Like we did had like a couple years way back then.
Mm-hmm.
When Eddie was around.
More like Guerrero than he does Ray, but maybe
that's where we will probably see when he turns on his father and be like, "You're not my father. Eddie's my father."
Yeah. Probably.
And that's what I feel like was going to really happen.
Yeah, that would be interesting. For sure.
WWE, book it. This would be interesting storyline. I'm telling you guys.
It would be.
If you have me and Pete as script writers, hey, hell, we'd be great script writers for you guys.
We might save WWE.
Exactly. And we can bring the entertainment into WWE. Because entertainment isn't supposed to be in the WWE if it's not entertainment. Just saying.
Yeah, if it's not entertainment. the entertainment.
Right. Only entertainment we see is R-Truth. Which we will get to down the road.
Let's move on to the match.
Alright, so we have Humberto versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it kind of went how I thought it would.
Yeah.
But we had instances where Dominic fends off Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins during the match, but I mean, then afterwards, that's where things just got real between them, man. After the match, the Monday Night Messiah and his disciple, they attacked Dominic. No surprise to anybody, because that's what's been occurring for the last number of weeks.
Right.
And then Rollins told Murphy to give him the kendo stick, and so he got the kendo stick. He started beating Rey Mysterio's son,
Dominic. Yep.
he started beating Dominic over the back, and then there was a point where Rollins looked at the camera and then just started taunting Rey.
Yep, definitely. I've seen that too.
Yeah. So, did they break cake? But that part in particular is funny because aren't we supposed to believe that Rey Mysterio's eye got taken out of his head? Aren't we supposed to believe that he's blind at the moment?
I don't know. Depends on where the hell they're going with this.
Because I'm thinking it can't be like the kayfabe could have been broken there, because he's saying that Dominic's watching the TV, but how can he watch it if he can't see?
Right.
So yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. But then he continues to beat him. Then Murphy gets a kendo stick, and both of them start tag teaming Dominic, and Rollins attacking him from the front, and Murphy attacking him from behind, and it's who's helped, and Dominic's just they're helpless, and
which I'm like, where the hell is Samoa Joe at? Or where is anyone to stop him? Like the security or like fucking refs, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Where were the refs at any point in this?
And like, where the hell was Samoa Joe?
But apparently, I don't know if it ended during the segment before or continued during the match, because there was a point where Tom Phillips said that if Samoa Joe interfered, that he'd lose his job. But I'm sorry, since when? Before tonight, because he didn't. Spoiler alert, he didn't do anything. But in the past, since when has that threat ever worked?
Right. And plus, if you lose your job, you're still gonna be having your job. You might just be taken away for at least for a little bit, like
exactly.
You're taking a vacation or something.
What? Usually, when that occurs, someone's either hurt or sick.
Right.
Or
taking a vacation.
Or taking some time off.
Exactly.
like, since when has that ever worked? I didn't really understand it, and obviously I don't want Samoa Joe to lose his job, I think.
Which I think will be a big factor into SummerSlam, because you know it the numbers game. You know for a fact it's the numbers game. That's what's gonna hurt.
It's 2-on-1 right now.
Yep.
Right now, it's 2-on-1.
Who's gonna be on his side? Rey Mysterio's not gonna be there.
Yeah, Carrillo was.
Unless if Humberto might be there.
Carrillo will be there, but at the same time, like, he's just a jobber.
You know who I think might return at SummerSlam? Aleister Black. Aleister, probably at the end of the match, right? Maybe freaking Dom. I think maybe Dominic is gonna win, right? Seth's gonna get. Buddy Murphy's gonna get on him, hit him with a candlestick, and that's when Seth Rollins both team up, and that's when freaking Aleister Black comes out to save him.
Probably, and I think there's gonna be a faction between Dominic, Samoa Joe, and Aleister Black. I think that will be the next. I think that'll be the next faction.
I think it'll probably happen at Survivor Series. I think we could see that at Survivor Series.
Yeah, and that'll just bring a whole new meaning to the actual storyline going on right now.
Exactly. But all right, let's get to the next here. So we have Zelina had said that she had nothing to do with Montez's poison.
Hear me out, okay? In no way am I saying anyone is innocent here, okay? But just hear me out here for a minute. I think it's obvious that to the public eye, Zelina, Andrade, and Angel Garza look bad right now in the public eye, because we're all supposed to be looking at them as the bad guy, and we're supposed to be looking at Montez Ford, Montez Ford, Bianca Belair, and Angelo Dawkins and Aleister Black as the good guys in this.
Right. But the thing is, right? Go ahead.
But WWE has a thing. They do this thing where some things aren't always what they seem.
Right, and then it will go down on the road and show the like after they lose the titles or something, or it's gonna show down the road that they have footage that it was this person poisoning, like their tag team partner.
I think there are 4 suspects. Okay, I think there are 4 suspects. 3 of them are Zelina, Andrade, and Aleister. And no, 3 of them are Zelina Vega, Andrade, and Angel Garza.
Yeah.
Because those are what we're made to buy into.
And then we got Angelo Dawkins.
However, no. I think Dawkins is completely innocent here. Dawkins is completely innocent. There is no way they would split up the Street Profits. They are the Raw equivalent of the New Day. Okay? And when is the New Day going to split up?
Possibly soon, because look at where Big E's at right now.
Big E, yes. Well, yes. He's only in that scenario because Kofi and Xavier Woods are hurt.
Well, Kofi probably has COVID.
Right, but my point is, they wouldn't, removing all of those scenarios out, the New Day would still be together right now. Okay? So, Bianca Belair keeps saying that Zelina poisoned
So you're
Montez.
So you're probably thinking
Bianca Belair is my fourth suspect.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you saw it, but I think it was Sunday or Saturday. But there was a clip that Zelina Vega and Kathy Kelly were doing an interview, and they were streaming it on like Twitch or YouTube somewhere. That's not the point. But Bianca Belair breaks into Zelina Vega's house.
Okay.
And starts beating the crap out of her over the stream. And then Kathy Kelly is like, oh my god, like she looked speechless. Okay? She didn't know what was going on. And Zelina Vega was saying, why are you in my house right now? But we obviously knew why she was in the house. They want to add more fuel to this fire. But but we all know, Richie, we all know how much we dislike Bianca Belair. We disliked Bianca Belair in NXT.
Right.
She has this thing where she likes putting herself into everything. So why do I feel like there's a swerve coming where it's revealed down the line? It may not happen at SummerSlam, it may not happen at WrestleMania, but why do I feel like Bianca Belair poisoned her husband?
I feel like we've seen this before.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not original. This is too easy to predict.
Like, we've seen this before on Smackdown. Like,
we
Mandy.
saw Lorenzo and Cass.
Yep. And Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
Exactly. And now, I think that would surprise Dawkins and Ford. And at the point where after they lose their titles, that would give them motivation to get them back.
Right.
After they're like, oh my god, I can't believe she did this. Like, what's going on here?
Right.
And again, I don't think anyone is innocent. That's just how I feel at the moment. I think nothing's always what it seems, and there's something bigger happening right now.
Yeah. You got a point. So.
And then it led into a match with Zelina Vega and
Well, the thing is, we had Angela versus Andrade first, and then all of a sudden Zelina versus Belair. Then, so
right, and Andrade and Dawkins. That was a pretty good match, actually. It had a lot of drama unfolding in it.
Right.
Like when Andrade got to the top rope and Dawkins just punched him in the jaw while he was in the air, that was awesome. But of course, Zelina Vega had to interfere, and they then distracting the referee because the referee couldn't see anything.
Yeah, like always.
like they always do. I think it's a load of crap personally, because anyone with ears can know when someone's walking behind them.
Exactly. Oh, but they're
So,
distracted. They're distracted.
yeah, okay, sure, but you know, Dawkins pins. Then Belair came down, took care of Selena, threw her aside, and Dawkins pinned Andrade anyway.
Alright. And then that's when they had their match and blah blah blah. But the thing is, also we forgot to add that she wasn't fine with Belair putting her hands on her. They just want the tag titles and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I really feel like, I know we talked about this in our last one, but I really feel like Andrade and Angel Garza are going to take these titles.
Exactly.
I just, it makes too much sense.
That's
right?
what when I was watching this, I'm like, I feel like we're gonna have new tag team champs at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Something's telling me that we're gonna finally have new champs.
Yeah, because
look at
this
how
is
long.
the time of year. This is the time. This is around the time of year where you see a lot of changes in the titles. Like at the last pay per view, we have new Smackdown tag team titles.
Yep.
So in order to
tag team champions
balance everything out, the Street Profits have to lose their titles too.
Yep.
And honestly, I can't think of a better scenario for that. If they have to lose their titles, I can't think of two better people to lose it to than the ones who have been taunting them for the past, I don't know how many months at this point.
I agree. But can we mention how the lights and music were going out between that too?
Yeah, it was
because
weird.
we know what it is. It's the new faction.
Yeah, the new yeah.
That's why I wanted to add this in there because of the new faction.
Yeah, but yeah, Resurrection, I think their name.
Retribution.
Retribution.
Yep.
Retribution.
So.
And yeah, I don't get it personally.
Well, we'll get Tom to the road in a bit with those guys.
Yeah.
But we have MVP Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin in the ring. MVP wants to pop someone in the mouth because he lost his freaking title against the Joke, Apollo Joke.
Okay. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like you're wrong, but MVP is just as bad as Apollo Crews.
Oh, come on. No. Apollo Joke is as bad as MVP.
Well, he was sitting there making excuses. He made excuses like, oh, I didn't lose the title. The lights lost it for me. Come on. Do you actually believe that?
Well, come on. You know, the lights went off. He could have at least kicked out, but he couldn't see the ref's hand. I would agree with him there. Even Baldy would probably agreed with me on that.
Here we go again.
I'm just saying, he probably would agreed on it with me.
He probably would. You're right. Probably would.
I'm
not saying that you're wrong about Apollo Crews. I don't think he's I mean, I like the guy, but
I hate him.
Think he's. Well, I know you don't, but I don't. At the same time, how much I like him, I also find him a little annoying at times.
Because he's a joke, that's why.
He, like MVP said, the lights beat me down, Paolo. Paolo told him to stop making excuses. And MVP called him a serial bad decision maker. Those were his words. So, there were 6 segments on the show so far. And 2 of them had somebody say that the other person is making bad decisions. Is that the word of the day? Is that the word of the day?
I didn't know what you were saying at first when you messaged me that. I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
And then, what does Apollo say? This is where I can start seeing what you've been saying for the past year and a half about the guy. He says, I'm allowed to make bad decisions because I'm a bad man. Like, wow, real original.
Right.
Real original Apollo Crews.
Yeah, that's... And then he says that he don't care about his family or kids.
Yeah. And Apollo, but I don't care about Shelton Benjamin or Bobby Lashley.
I don't care about
you. I do care about you.
Okay, you only care about him, but what about those 2 idiots in the ring with him?
Yeah. And then they said at SummerSlam the only lights that will go out will be MVPs, and then they get into a fight,
and then Cruz versus Shelton Benjamin into a match.
Yeah, and Shelton wins.
Yeah, and then
on a distraction by Bobby Lashley. Then after Lashley put Apollo Crews into a full Nelson, to which MVP called him off and said he needs him healthy, so Lashley let him go.
Right.
Like, is that all you have to do? Like, you can't do that. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Like, really, WWE?
Yep.
Really? Now we can start to see where everybody else, including myself at times, thinks that WWE is one giant joke.
Yep. Definitely. That's why I said, this is why AEW is overpowering. Ever since WWE and NXT WWE versus AEW started off last year, guess who's still winning in all ratings? AEW. Oh, well, the thing is, NXT pulled off a few ratings this year. It doesn't matter.
A few.
They pulled off a few last year and this year. Doesn't matter. They can't top all the views that AEW's been pulling overall.
It's because AEW, they know what they have at their disposal.
Exactly. They know what they want.
Those are 3 perfect examples to this. MVP, if booked right, could be another United States champion and a well-booked United States champion. And Shelton Benjamin is one of the guys that has been there from the very beginning.
Right.
And he's still being treated like a joke. But the biggest offender is Bobby Lashley. This is a guy where if you book him properly, this guy he has all the makings of a Brock Lesnar type guy.
Yep.
what do? You make him less entertaining than the guy that doesn't show up for 3/4 of a year.
Right.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm no means a Brock Lesnar fan. However, Bobby Lashley is less entertaining than Brock Lesnar. And if you put those two in a match together, Brock Lesnar's going to whoop the shit out of him.
Well, I just wrote this down because I had the WWE broken game. I'm going to try to see who wins that match and see. And I'm also probably going to record it for my YouTube channel and see who wins.
You should. It would be very interesting.
And then I'll show you the results, too.
Yeah, exactly. Of course you'd show me the results.
Definitely. Like, here's the winner. Watch who won.
Yeah, and...
You probably, like, skip through the end and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But AEW knows what they had. But WWE does not... Even though they're still the biggest company in the world in this field and it's not close, they are losing fans by the number.
Yep. And they're wondering why...
And I personally might not watch anything by them aside from Raw because I have to do this with you. And NXT, but even for me, NXT is starting to lose its value. And
last time I watched NXT, I'm like, this is not how it was supposed to be. No wonder why AEW's winning in the ratings right now.
Exactly. But you know what they're doing? Did you see what they're doing? Is that a joke?
Probably not.
Like, is it a joke? They're having the best NXT champion of all time facing a commentator
Oh.
who has done nothing but play football for the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay, I was like, who the hell are you talking about? And then I'm like, oh, okay, Adam Cole, right?
Yes, I'm talking about Adam Cole. And he's fighting that jabroni that always does the NXT TakeOver pre-shows with Sam Roberts.
Yep.
Are they real? And I swear to God, if there's any other result than Adam Cole whooping and the Undisputed Era whooping the shit out of that guy, I don't know, man. I might not watch NXT anymore.
Well, you know how it's gonna be. NXT's gonna put Adam Cole whooping their asses. Or Undisputed Era is gonna whoop his ass.
Exactly.
So, but anyways, speaking of NXT, these guys could be NXT roster people.
Yep.
Retribution.
Retribution. About Retribution, I still don't really get what they're doing.
They're trying to be like Nexus. That's all they're trying to do.
I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to take over the place. But, again, on Raw Underground, I don't know. I'm not entertained by Raw Underground.
Well, we'll get to that here, too, in a bit, though. But...
Yeah, so, you have and then Mickie James. So, moving on to Mickie James.
She has a big announcement that she wants gold on her... She has gold on her mind.
Yep. She wants a chance at the title. She's ready to leave the locker room. Lana and Natalya, Which, by the way, I didn't even know Lana was still employed.
Yeah, well, actually, I kind of knew about it, but because she was around for a little bit, and then, well, yeah, because look at Rusev. Rusev is doing his own shit. He's not gonna. He retired from wrestling now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't say I don't blame the guy, but
yeah. But you know, I'm surprised WWE kept Natalia around. This cancer tramp bitch thing.
Lana said that Natalia is the boat.
No, she is
really,
not.
Lana? Really, Lana?
She's not the best of all time.
A boat?
Yeah.
The term you're looking for is goat. And she still isn't the greatest of all time.
Exactly.
And she still isn't. She's not even top 20. She's not even top 20.
You know, the thing is, I should go on Lana, be like, Lana?
I just wish she'd just stop talking. Just stop talking and disappear.
Be like where Rusev is. Just do TikTok. That's all you should do. Before it gets banned.
Thanks. Yeah. But, anyway. Yeah, Lana, this is literally the worst thing I've ever seen.
Right.
The boat.
I don't.
What does Mickey James reply with? Well, you know what happens to boats? They sink.
Yep.
So, wait a minute. If that's... Okay, she's not wrong. Some boats do sink. Look at the Titanic.
Exactly.
But are we supposed to believe that every time we get on a boat, that
boats sink all the time? No.
It's just gonna implode on itself?
No.
In this day and age, with all the tech they have, they probably mapped out the entire ocean.
Right.
There is no way that every single boat. So Mickey James is wrong there too. Boats don't always sink. Some boats do, but not everybody.
Exactly. And if you made your own boat, yeah, and if you failed at it,
probably,
like
you're a bad architect.
Exactly. Like it was like a homemade boat. Of course, it's gonna probably sink.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, and the Viking Raiders taking on Akira Tozawa
and some ninjas.
And Akira Tozawa's ninjas.
And when I saw ninjas and heard ninjas, I'm like, what the fuck? So I go ahead and message him. I'm like, ninjas.
Ninjas. Yeah.
What the fuck? And then when we notice one of the ninjas on a ring post, on a apron, I see R-Truth. I'm like, that's definitely R-Truth.
And guess what? Guess what? It's not cool.
What?
You're right.
Oh, yay!
R-Truth.
Yay!
After the squash match that we all expected to happen, looking at the Viking Raiders just whooping the shit out of those Nandas, R-Truth betrays his ninja clan. I can't even believe I'm saying that. What's wrong with me?
Well, this is supposed to be entertainment,
Yeah. And I was entertained. I was entertained by this because I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious watching the Viking Raiders just wiping the floor with some ninjas.
I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna sit here and we're just like, this is gonna be squash match. There's no point of writing notes.
And then Archer's betrays the Ninja Clan and becomes the 24/7 champion again.
And he, who knows how many times? Because I lost count.
I think they said 38.
I thought it was gonna be 74. I'm like, well, congratulations on 74 reigns.
Yeah, at this point it might as well be.
Right?
Like,
you watch.
Wait a minute, 38. That's more than double John Cena and Ric Flair's title record. That's more than double it.
Well, he broke their record.
What the hell, man?
But
R-Truth is the man. How can you not be entertained by R-Truth?
If you don't be entertained by R-Truth, then there's something wrong with you.
He's the man. R-Truth's the man. How can you not like the guy?
Exactly.
However, the title itself, again, it's a joke. Because it's like I shit you not, Unstoppable. I've seen every week there's always one of those articles on social media that says, big title change happened. What? It's our, and then you look at it and it's like, oh, it's R-Truth.
Right?
Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me right now? I love R-Truth. However, if we're all just going to pretend like this is some massive event that he won the 24/7 title again, like,
imagine he wins like 100 times, and then he retires.
I know.
As a champion, and then he gets beat.
Yeah, and then or he retires as the champion.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then he gets beat, and then he tries to go back at it again.
Yeah.
I wanted to retire as a champion. I can't do that.
Like, what the hell? But yeah, that was awesome. And there's ninjas on Monday Night Raw now.
Yep.
Ninjas.
Alright, so moving on, we have Drew McIntyre. This is where I decided to go to the bathroom.
I'll be honest, man. I don't have anything from this other than Drew. I have that in the interview. Drew McIntyre says the reason for Randy Orton's actions is self-preservation, and he wants to be around for years and years to come and make sure he's the only one that ever does everything, and that it's obvious that he stands by his comments made from last week, which I completely forgot about. Because I'll be completely honest, because I don't really see the points to these backstage promos, because there's always this secret guest commentator. That'd be like that would be like if Pete Cortelli was over there. It'd be like, I have a guest. Hey, now you can come in. You can come in. I have the guest now. Come in right now. without saying come in right now, you're just
Exactly.
you know, like just like get rid of that altogether.
Right. Well, anyways, let's move on. Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott back together?
Yeah, that was a huge thing that happened last week. The Riot Squad reformed on the Kevin Owens show last week. That is something I do remember about last week's Raw. And yeah, nobody really saw that coming then. And I'm actually thoroughly pleased that they actually did get back together because both of them weren't going anywhere.
Right.
And with the hiatus by Sarah Logan, they both needed something to go. And personally, that was the best decision for them. They got back together and they lost tonight.
Yep.
They lost tonight where Peyton Royce just... It wasn't even a tag team match. It was just Liv Morgan versus Peyton Royce.
Yeah.
And it didn't last long. But
And
obviously they're new and they need to get back on the same page. So I'm still kind of excited about this.
it's going to take a while for those two to get back
Yeah.
on the same page again, so.
Yeah, it's good. This was actually one of the first times I actually agreed with Byron because they literally just got back together.
Yep.
It's not going to be like an overnight thing where they remember how to do everything. They're going to have to take some time and learn how to get used to being together again and perform all the practice moves and whatever. And
Yep.
but hats off to the Iconics again. They win another match.
Well, I think the reason why they brought back Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott is because they need more tag teams in the women's division.
Yep, and with the loss of one women's tag team, another that just left the door open for the Riot Squad to make their return.
Yep.
The retirement of Kairi Sane has effectively made Asuka a singles wrestler.
Yep. So
there's an open spot.
But
and
yeah.
There's effectively an open spot in the tag team division, and it's filled by possibly like one of the better options. Because who else are you gonna get? Honestly, who else would you get to fill that spot?
No one. Unless if you have Nikki Bella and Brie Bella to come out of retirement, then yeah.
Yeah, but they just became mothers.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying down the road, you know.
True. That's true. I mean, I guess it's an indefinite hiatus.
Because they never had the tag titles on themselves before.
No, they have not.
And I think I heard that they were thinking about going back just to win the titles. That's what I heard, but
that would be kind of cool. Personally, I hope it doesn't happen. But I mean, that would be okay.
Another team I would like to see, Mickie James and Lita.
Yeah, that would be a really good tag team.
And then go back to old ways how they were. If WWE wants to plan on going back to how it used to, where we're gonna be talking about, because Triple H said that he wants to go back to how it used to be.
Yep.
Apparently.
And Raw Underground, second night of Raw Underground kicked off with Riddick Moss and
some guy.
Someone that looked kind of similar to Dolph Ziggler, but it wasn't Dolph Ziggler, so...
Yeah. And pretty much Riddick Moss won.
Riddick Moss won.
I don't know. What happened? How do they win? Just knock them out?
They win by if they're physically unable to continue, it looks like, because there's no ropes, so they can literally effectively do whatever they want in that little area.
Okay, so pretty much Lucha Underground, Raw Underground is pretty much almost like Lucha Underground, but no ropes, no, like, just let them not be like, okay, they can't continue. That's how they win. That's not how they did it. When we're going to be talking about her in a few minutes, but but yeah, WWE's been copying freaking Impact. They've been copying AEW. They've been copying Ring of Honor.
Yep,
Copying. You know who else they've been copying? Hate to say it, Grimm's Toy Show.
I've personally never seen it, so I'm going to take your word for it, though.
Because
I'll take your word for it.
Every company that's out there, WWE's copying. Look at the fans in the audience. Grimm's Toy Show Wrestling. Grimm's Toy Show's Wrestling started it, and then AEW took it because MJF and everyone decided, okay, since Corona, why not do that? And then all of a sudden, WWE does it.
Yep. But I like how AEW's doing it more, though. I like how they actually have, like, the wrestlers
right
on the show there. WWE just seems awkward. Because you have, they are doing what? I guess they do have wrestlers there too, but you don't know, like, who any of them are.
Right.
I get they're at the Performance Center, so it's probably some guys that are going to be on the roster, like, in a couple years, but it's still, like, I would like to see, like, someone that we're familiar with, at least a couple NXT guys, maybe.
Exactly, right?
With AEW, have, like, you know, when you're watching AEW on Wednesday, and you see the wrestlers along the barricades, you literally know, like, if you've been watching AEW, you know who all of them are.
Well, you know some of them, but, like, there's some new faces in the audience, too.
Right, but my point is, you know who most of them are.
Exactly.
Like, I wish WWE would start doing that.
Hey, if WWE's watching this, they might actually do it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're copying everyone else. Why the fuck not?
Right.
Should I, like, when we talk about Raw Underground, should we change them to green? Since I had them under green for Lucha Underground?
I guess you should have. I guess you should, because Raw Underground, it seems like it has potential to be good.
I don't see it any good at all. Unless if WWE goes the same route as Lucha Underground did, was have women face men.
Yeah.
Then yes, I would definitely like to see that. They almost did have that happen tonight, but we will go over that in a minute.
Yeah, but it has potential to be good, but I have to be honest with you, it's kind of just there.
Right.
It's like, okay, then they cut to Raw Underground. Then they go back to Raw for the next segment, which is what's what's actually happening on screen. That the reason why you're there all night is to watch Raw or anything really. But in this case, we're talking about Raw, so like you're watching Raw to watch Raw.
Yep.
So when Shane brought this Raw Underground thing, I didn't know what to think of it then because it's like, okay, it's nothing like Monday Night Raw, which, you know, I think might be a smart move. But I don't know.
When I was upstairs last week, when I saw this, I'm like, what the hell is this? And then when I saw Raw Underground somewhere popped up, I don't remember where I saw it, and I'm like, okay, this is copying Lucha Underground. And then as seeing it tonight, doesn't have my interest. No wonder why the last hour is just not getting any views.
Yeah, because like I would like that more if they just make Raw a 2-hour show and then just have Raw Underground be the final hour.
Exactly.
Like don't like highly promote things only to have it cut back and forth between both. Like that doesn't really make any sense.
If it was like a finale of something, like, then yeah, I would.
Yeah. And I like I said, I think it's the reason why they're doing this is like to have I think this is
like experiment to see if anyone likes it or not.
Yeah, I think it's an experiment, and what I saw, I mean, sure, I guess it's okay, and I guess it has some potential, but at the moment, and I get we're in the first two, I get that this is only the first couple nights of this, and they're gonna need time to like project this out, but when you're the biggest wrestling company in the entire world and you highly promote something new on your main show, which is Monday Night Raw, it seems like the hype is overweighing the product that you're giving out
right
now. So I'm not saying any of the matches are bad either, but I'm just saying, like, at the moment, what I'm getting from it is it's just there and it's like its own universe type thing.
To be honest with you, I don't think Raw Underground is not gonna last that long.
Yeah, I unless they what I said just before that, like, you make Monday Night Raw a 2-hour show.
But the thing is, if they do that, I don't think nobody's gonna go along. They should have done this like before, before they even introduced it. Like cut it back to 2 hours, and then, let's make an appearance of a new show called Raw Underground.
Yeah.
And then have people check it out and see if they were interested in it. And if it's not getting any more views after first 2 weeks, then get rid of it.
Yeah,
And putting it as the last hour and just going back to Raw and everything, no, that's not something you do.
I'd rather just watch Raw.
Right.
Underground just seems pointless, in my opinion.
So, I'm sorry to say, get rid of Raw Underground.
Asuka, then there was that match with Asuka and Bayley.
Yep.
Sasha said if Asuka can beat Bayley, she will defend her title against Asuka at SummerSlam. And it was a good match, but I think we all knew that Asuka was going to win this.
I knew it. My dad even knew it. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
Even my cat knew it.
Surprised about it.
Hey, I'm gonna throw this in there. Even my cat knew it. Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't surprised about it in the slightest, but it's like we're nearing the end of this, right? We're nearing the end of Sasha and Bayley as a tag team.
Yep. Since we got the new tag team back.
Now Sasha heads into SummerSlam, knowing that she has to face Asuka. Every time she's won that title, she's never successfully defended it.
Right.
Never. So, why am I supposed to believe there's going to be a different outcome at SummerSlam?
I don't know.
But maybe she'll win it this time, and then they'll lose the Raw titles to the Riot Squad.
You mean tag titles?
Or the Iconics.
Right.
And now that both of them would have the different branded titles, I mean, not to say that they couldn't be on both shows, because they're doing it right now. We had the Smackdown Women's Champion on Raw in a match for one of them to get.
You know what I feel like is going to happen? You know what's going to happen at SummerSlam, right? Mark my words. Sasha's going to lose the Raw tag titles. I mean, the Raw Women's Champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, they lose the tag titles. And this is where it's going to set up the feud.
I could see it.
Right after Survivor Series.
I could see it. I'll be real with you.
They're going to lose. Okay, so we have SummerSlam next, then Hell in a Cell, and then we have Survivor Series. I think she's going to lose the Raw Women's title at SummerSlam, and then they're going to lose the tag titles at Hell in a Cell, then Survivor Series.
Yep. Yep, I agree. And that's how they'll split them up.
Yep. At Survivor Series, that's where the feud is going to happen. Start. Or Hell in a Cell, that's where it's going to happen.
Yeah, I kind of can see that.
Either one. So. But anyways.
Back to Raw Underground, I
yep.
guess.
And then Shayna Baszler shows up.
Well.
Right after they had a match.
Yeah. So the second part was I think his name was Arturo Ruas, maybe.
I don't know.
He destroyed a jobber. I guess he's a 17-time wrestling champion.
Yeah, from another country.
Home country of Brazil.
I think Australia. I don't remember.
No, I'm pretty sure Shane said Brazil.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I have right now, so I'm rolling with that. And then you had another guy again. He beats a jobber, wins by knockout, and then Shayna Baszler basically went to the audience and picked somebody out that she wanted to challenge, but when she went to do her finisher, another lady just attacked her from behind, and
all right.
it formed that match, and all over the place, man. I don't. It's all over the place right now.
Yep.
I'm glad Shayna Baszler's getting time because let's be real, it's about time she's actually got something on the main roster.
Right.
But as I said before, I'm just not a fan of this Raw thing.
Yeah, same here. But let's go forward. We have Retribution coming back. They flipped the car over and they're proud of it.
Yeah.
So.
Sure. Again, I don't really get anything they're doing, but that's fine.
This is where I told you at this point. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this. I just can't wait until we know who the fuck these guys really are. So that way we know who these guys are, and then we can enjoy the rival. Enjoy this fucking thing. Yes, we're going to know eventually, but you know, it's just bugging me. Know who these guys are. Like, this is how this is why I said WWE likes to copy other companies. This is what fucking Aces of Eights did. They were wearing masks, beating up fucking wrestlers, beating up everything, destroying everything as well. And then
I see.
And then we got to finalize who they were down the road.
Well, I guess we're going to find, based on that information, I guess we're going to find out who these guys are.
Right. But anyways, we have Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. That's the main event.
Yeah. Boy, what an intense match this was.
Yep. It went pretty much back and forth match, though.
Yeah, it was a thoroughly entertaining match. Actually, one of the best I've seen on Raw over this past since WrestleMania, at least.
Yep.
It's definitely up there for match of the year, and that finish to this, they brought Kevin Owens and Randy Orton are just such good wrestlers, man. They brought everything
right
to each other that they had, and they tore the house down. I didn't know who was gonna win, so the finish was Orton dropped Kevin Owens on the announce table. That's kind of the turning point in the match, and then it ended when Owens sent on Orton, and then he kicked out at 2. Then Owens went for a stunner.
Yeah, and then that's when Randy Orton reversed it, and then RKO 1, 2, 3, and that's how Randy Orton wins. And pretty much Ric Flair and Randy Orton celebrated, but then all of a sudden Randy Orton said he wanted to celebrate with him, and then this is what you and I were talking about, like, before in the commercial, that, okay, so maybe Ric Flair might get punted in the head, and I'm like, maybe might be another legend going to be killed by Randy Orton.
Yeah,
and pretty much
this was probably the best segment of the entire year.
Right, and
this one right here is an event I will literally never forget.
You know how Randy Orton was like, okay, respecting you and all that, you're making me mad, and blah blah blah, and talking about their past, like what happened in the past. You know, you were there for me, I was there for you, and blah blah blah, and so on. And
Randy said he was upset at Flair. He was upset at Flair that he set up the match with Kevin Owens, and he said it was because of his ego. But he wasn't mad at him for it, which didn't really make too much sense, but I'll roll with it.
Right.
Then Randy said he didn't love or respect him anymore.
Yeah. That's when I'm like, okay, this is where the turning point is, that he's going to pun him.
That said he could be the son Flair wishes he had.
And I'm like, oof.
Said said Flair's a junkie for the spotlight.
Yep.
I have to be perfectly honest. He kind of is. It seems like he's everywhere nowadays.
Exactly.
And he's only worried about himself. Then the camera turns to Ric Flair. Flair said that Orton was right.
And that he wants Randy Orton to break his own record.
Future titles, and he said he wants Orton to beat his record, not John Cena. Which is weird because Ric Flair is a huge John Cena fan. So I thought it was weird that he said that about
because he was trying to say it as a heel personal. That's why.
Right, but I'm just pointing out it was kind of. He said he wants him to beat his record, and he said that Randy is the greatest wrestler in the business today. I have to be honest. I don't think he's the greatest in the business. Probably in WWE right now. If that's what Rick means, then he's right. But I don't think he's the best in the business
right
now. Says he won't take anything away from him, and he just wants to be Charlotte Flair's father, but with Orton, but wants to be there along for the ride.
Yeah, and then Ric Flair took the mic out of his hands and pretty much dropped it, and ripped it. Yeah, and then
and then the low blow.
Yep, and then I'm like, oh no, here we go.
Randy low blows Flair from behind, and he punch kicks him.
But right when he was just about to go for a punt, the lights were going out, and then it came back on, and then as he went to go for the punt, the lights just completely went out. We didn't get to see it. We didn't see the fucking punt. All we heard was the punt effect. That was it.
Yeah. So.
And then pretty much that's when Drew McIntyre came running down, saying that Drew McIntyre says you're going to pay for this.
Yeah, he called him. Yeah, he said he was going to pay.
Yep.
And he's going to hurt Orton at Summerslam. And then that's Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Now, man, that segment had me shook. Because, well, Randy Orton, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't care what anybody in the comments section is going to say, but, like, man, I love the Legend Killer. I love that gimmick.
Right.
I think this is the best version of Randy Orton that he's ever done. This might be even more ruthless than it was when he was younger. Because he's looking at all these legends that were his friends. That's why I think that he's so sadistic. He's doing this not just for wrestling legends. All of them, like Edge, Christian, Big Show, now Ric Flair,
Right.
and then Drew McIntyre. He's not a legend, but he will. But I think he will be.
I don't know. I don't think Drew McIntyre will be a legend like everyone else, but like I said to you, I texted you at my work how I felt, how I said is that I think what's happening is that they're pushing Randy Orton as a WWE champion run is because I feel like something's happening here. Is that Randy Orton and Edge's feud is not finally over yet.
No, it's not.
So I'm like, okay, here's what I feel like. They're pushing Randy Orton to be a champion.
Yeah.
To set a feud even more with Edge. To see Edge at maybe Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. Either way, I think it's probably going to happen at Royal Rumble. That's when Edge is going to win this title for the last time, and then he will lose it at WrestleMania, and then that's when it's over.
He'll lose it to who?
Probably Randy Orton or Christian or somebody.
Or Drew, maybe?
I feel like Christian.
Christian? Yeah.
Because I feel like Christian might turn on him too.
You think so?
I feel like that's what it might not be Christian. I don't know yet. Yeah. It could be, but
man, this one thing for sure, this is a segment that we will all remember watching this segment. Regardless of what happens at SummerSlam between Orton and Drew McIntyre, I think we all know what's going to happen at WrestleMania, but regardless of that, this segment here, I was just saying this, I was just going based off everything that Orton has done over the past few weeks. I also knew that Ric Flair was, even though he's not his father, he was like a father figure.
Exactly.
When he wasn't with his family at home. Ric Flair, when he was they were together in Evolution. They were they knew each other for the better part of 20 years. I didn't even think this would happen, but now that it did, I feel uneasy right now.
Right.
Still a huge Randy Orton fan. That's not going to change. But I don't know. I feel uncomfortable about him actually punt kicking a 70-year-old man.
Well, you and I called it, but the thing is, it was bound to happen. You know it.
Yeah. I knew it was gonna, but I didn't actually think it would. And now that it did, that's why I'll never forget this, because I've never been this uncomfortable after watching a wrestling segment.
Right.
I've never felt like this before. And again, I'm still going to be a Randy Orton fan going forward, and of course, Ric Flair is probably the greatest that's ever done this. But you know, I don't know. This was very, very well done. This has to be like WWE's best moment in 2020.
Right. Yep.
This has to be. Like, if anything, if there's anything you can look back on from this year, that's going to be one of the many things you are going to look back on in life.
Right. Now, if they did like...
Probably still be as uncomfortable then as you are right now.
Imagine if they show like replays like they used to do. I don't know if they do it anymore. Like, since this stupid, what's going on in the world. I can't say it because it's kind of banned on on YouTube. But the thing is, I feel like it's how they used to show what was going on, like throughout the whole year, show you guys replays and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they will do that this year. I don't know, but
man, that was one of the best things I've ever seen.
Right.
And I don't know how to feel about it. But yeah, great Raw. Overall, this Raw was entertaining. Definitely one of the better ones. But a lot of shenanigans happened.
Yeah, like we said, we had a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to go over.
This is probably going to end up being I know last week's was an hour, but this is probably going to be a 1.5 to 2 hour recording.
Which is an hour and 32 minutes so far.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But there was so much stuff to cover than the last time we did our show.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I think this is what a good show is supposed to be about.
If WWE keeps doing stuff like keeps doing shows like this, like going forward, I think they could still be on top, even though AEW is like riding on their coattails right now.
Yep.
So yeah, great show. Let us know what you thought of Raw.
Yep. We want to know your comments below. If the comments are turned on, I don't know yet. Let us know. If you're not, just actually tweet me on Instagram or Twitter, like Unstoppable Denominator, Unstoppable Den. That's where you guys can find me. Which I tweeted out tonight. Finally, I tweeted out on Raw.
Yeah, this was a very good show.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't think I have anything more to say.
Neither do I. But guys, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. You guys want to hear more results? This is the channel to hear. There's other YouTubers that do results, but we cover most likely everything. So
every Monday after Raw, this is the place to be.
Yep. So, but anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. I'm Unstoppable.
Peace. I'm Peter.
We are out.